Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Well, today I am up at Castle Hill again today. There is a little bit of a reprieve with the weather, it's not too windy, and I've brought the DJI Neo up with me again. The reason is that DJI have released the Goggles N3, and they do actually work with the Neo because it's an FPV drone, so I'm going to be testing these out. Not only that, I've got both controllers, so I've got the Motion 3 controller. I've never used FPV before, so I'm going to be a bit of a newbie with this. These retail for about £79. I'm going to give it a try. I believe that you hold the trigger and you use exactly what it says on the tin, the motion, so I'll give that one a try. And also I have got the DJI FPV controller 3. Now this is something that I'm a little bit more used to because I'm used to the controls of a drone, so I'm hoping that this is my favorite, but we'll see. We'll give it a try anyway. And the goggles, they retail for around about £229, not dollars. There is a kits where you can get them in a bundle where you can save some money and everything, but I'll put a link in the description below to the products anyway. So I'm going to get up in the air. So first time ever FPV. I hope I don't get motion sickness because I do suffer from that, so it'll be interesting to see what it's like. Well, let's give these a go. So there's an on switch there. I've already paired these goggles at home, so hopefully everything's going to work. Probably going to look really silly at the moment, but I feel like these are the goggles from the Ghostbusters. Anyway, I'm going to turn this motion controller on. There we go. Hopefully these two are going to pair. They've beeped. I've had to put gloves on because it's only 4.5 degrees today, so it's really, really cold. I've just turned the drone on as well, so here goes. First time ever FPV. I do have a spotter with me behind the camera, by the way, and hopefully he'll be able to keep an eye on the drone whilst I've got these on, because I'm not going to be able to see a thing. Here goes. So I'm just going to tighten this up. Okay, here goes. I feel really silly with these goggles on, but let's see what happens. I'm not sure if you can see me actually on the camera. Here we go. So there's a little joystick here, so if I push that left or right, that makes the drone go left or right, but I'm assuming the motion's going to work as well. I'm not sure if you can actually see or not, but there we go. There is a circle, and apparently where that circle is where the drone's going to go. So here goes, there's my spotter nails. And I'm pointing towards the tower, so I'm going to just raise the altitude a little bit. So there we go, I just push up that joystick, and then I believe that you just pull this trigger here. Oh, that's good. So that's to use the gimbal. So if I point it up and point it down, and then if I pull the trigger, it will start to fly forwards. So here goes. First time ever FPV. So if I point up, will it go up? Yes, it will. Are you keeping an eye on everything for me, Niles? Yeah, and then if I tilt it, it'll fly away. Oh, it's a really strange experience. Really strange. So it's literally like having an air joystick. And you can see the H to return back. And then I'll tilt it again, back to the tower. You feel like your head's going up as the drone goes up. The only scary thing is you can only see what the drone can see. And there's a little H in the background. I'll just hold it still and just turn around. Alright, okay, so there's the tower. I know these proper FPV pilots are probably laughing right now because they're much more daring than I am, but I've never done this before, so this is a first attempt, and to be honest with you, it feels quite intuitive. I don't think I'm feeling up to doing any form of stunts or anything just yet, but it does feel very responsive, as you can see, and you can tilt it quite nicely. Look at those two down there. And you can hear the drone flying past. See if I dare go between these two trees. Let's have a go. I think I dare do that. It's quite good because you do get a better perspective of objects because you're literally viewing it as the drone does directly through. I know I'm not going very fast at the moment, but I just tend to push it. Here we go, fly over these two. Dare I go close? Yeah. That's quite fun actually. So according to this, I'm at 73% battery, approximately 10 minutes flight time. Go a little bit higher again. And I'll try and bank past the tower if I dare. Make sure that I'm past it. I'm probably not going very smooth, but not bad for a first attempt. I believe over time, the wind just caught it then. I think over time, obviously, you'll get a little bit more daring with it. And yeah, it's quite a bit of fun. And for £79 for this particular controller with the goggles, it's probably the least expensive way to get into the FPV. I know I can probably do more with this remote where it'll do stunts and things like that, but that's not what today's video is about. It is literally out of box, connected up, and this is the first ever time I've had a go at FPV flying. And so far, I have to say I don't feel sick. I thought I would do because I do suffer from motion sickness, especially on rides and things like that, which sounds really funny from a drone pilot's point of view. But when it's in your hand and you've got the screen below you, it doesn't give you the same effect of motion sickness. So I think what I'll do is I shall land the drone and have a go with the FPV controller as well. So let me just see if I can work this out and then bring it down. Hopefully I've come back far enough. It's hard judging how far away I am from myself here. There we go. So I now know I'm not going to land on my head. And just turn it around to me and slowly come forward. So you can do pretty precise flying there because I am going at a nice speed. Don't know if I dare put my hand out yet, but I think so. I'll probably just land it on the grass. But there we go, there you have it. So I shall pull it down and land, and hopefully no accidents. So there you have it. We've just flown with the Motion 3 controller from DJI. I'm now going to attempt the FPV controller 3. So I'm just going to turn it on. I believe it pairs straight away with the goggles. Yeah, they both beep, so that's really straightforward. It did take me a few moments to work out how to pair the two devices, but there's plenty of instructions. And here's the drone as well. So Flight 2 with the goggles and the not RC3, with the FPV3 controller. All right, I'm hoping that this feels more intuitive to me. So this feels much more like what I'm used to. Now, there's 3 buttons on the bottom here and it tells you what mode you're in. Now, it's not intuitive yet, so this is sport, and then you've got normal, and then you've got full manual. So I don't think I dare do that just yet, but let's have a go. And I believe I'm just in the normal mode. But with this particular controller, I should be able to do the type of moves that I'm used to doing. Yeah. That feels more natural to me because you can bank around things. Yeah, I like that. Much better. It feels like I'm tilting so much with it. That's the difference between FPV, I guess. So there we go. Let's try and gain altitude as I rotate up the tower. I feel like my head's tilting with it. Yeah, that's fantastic. I like that. I'm already a fan favourite of the FPV3 controller as opposed to the motion controller. I'm just tilting the gimbal down now, so the camera is going to start to tilt. It just feels more natural. It's catching the wind a little bit. Just remember, it is a tiny little beginner drone. I feel like my head's tilting again with it. Oh dear. So let's tilt down and then let's decrease altitude and see. I know some of these FPV pilots don't half do some stunt moves and things, but I'm not ready for that yet. I'm only doing things slowly, which I'm sure that any of you that does decide to get the FPV controller will probably be doing it very similar and tentatively like myself. I'm just keeping a note of the battery. It's at 39% at the moment, but yeah, I do prefer the Fpvdrone controller. It just feels a bit more like what I'm used to. What I'll do is on the second battery is I will change the modes and perhaps put it into sport mode so I can fly a little bit quicker, because I feel a little bit more at home with this. My fingers are freezing. 4.5 degrees is quite cold when you stood still and you've got the breeze factor. So I'll come down. Yeah, it's a little very different to the type of flying that I normally do, but I don't feel like I'm out of control with it. It does feel really nice to do, and you can then swing it round, which I do like those sort of side shots. Just keep an eye on the distance, yeah, and then back again. So I don't know how jerky it will look on the finished footage, because it does have built-in stabilization, and I'm looking at it as it is from the goggles, and these just remind me of the goggles from Ghostbusters. Oh dear, I feel so silly with these on, but you are the bird, literally. Well, I've just swapped to the battery on the Neo. These goggles, they're really clear. I'm not sure if you can actually see inside with the camera there. I'm not so sure what you can actually see, but it's just a giant cinema screen that's in there. And I thought, oh, because I use glasses for reading, I thought I might have to put glasses on with the goggles. And apparently you can actually do that with these. They're really comfortable to fit. But I haven't needed to put the glasses on because it's so big. I can easily see everything, which is absolutely fantastic. Anyway, what I'll do is I'll put the goggles back on. On the Fpvdrone controller, I've set it now to sport mode, so it'll be a little bit more powerful with the drone, because the Neo, it's not a powerful drone, and I think I'd just like to try it out with a little bit more speed, and I know I'll have a little bit more control over that. So I'll just take it up into the air now. So let's give it a go. So gain some altitude. I feel like I'm really leaning with the drone, and then swing it round. Yeah, it's much more like what I'm used to, but I'm finding that my head is tilting. I'm probably leaning as well. Now I believe that this screen that's on these goggles is 1080. I mean, it does look pretty clear to me, but these FPV pilots, they don't half look super when they do some of these moves at speed, where they come down and then tilt the gimbal and then fly forwards. So that's my first attempt at doing it. I'm not going to aim towards the tower, but yeah, that feels pretty okay. I'll have another go at going between. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. There's a trench here. Yeah, I'm definitely leaning leaning with the drone. So I'm just going to fly out over here a second. I'm going to turn around. There's a bit of a trench behind, or the original defence for the castle hill. There you can see that. So what I'll do is reduce altitude, and I'm going to fly through that and then up. So here goes. I've not done this before, but there's no one there, so I'm not putting anybody at risk. So here we go. I'll go as low as I dare, and then up we go. Yeah, so you can have a little bit of fun with it. I'll try and dive bomb the hill because I'm not going to hurt anybody or anything. So I'll go back to the trench, and then look down, reduce altitude and fly through the trench. So it's quite a nice, you can just get the general idea as to what you can and can't do with these things, and then back up again. And I think with over time you'll probably dare do quite a few things with this. There's a couple of trees and a path there, so what I'll do is I'll go through the path. On the previous DJI test video, do you remember Niles running through here? So if he can run through here, I can fly through here. There, I'm not gonna and I'll go between these two trees as well. But you can see the branches much more closely because they're literally directly in front of you, as though you're part of the drone. It's probably the closest experience to flying as you can allow. Now, there are no park benches here, but I was wondering whether or not I dare fly through the tripod, because the Neo is very clever where it's got protected props. Let's see if I dare do it. Let's have a go. Yep. That was just to show what capabilities, once you get used to this, what you'd be able to do with it. I saw Niles move out of the way, then he was a bit nervous, but I don't know why, because the props are fully protected. I'm hoping that the next Mini 5 Pro comes out in a similar design to this, because it's such a robust design. I really do like it, so I'm just going to try and speed up. I suppose you could speed the footage up to give the impression that you're flying much quicker. So you can tell just after, what, 5 or 10 minutes flying, I'm starting to gain a little bit of confidence with it and doing things that I wouldn't have done 10 minutes ago. There we go. And up we go. Yeah. It is quite fun, this. I do find that I'm turning my head as the drone looks to the right. I feel like I'm turning my head to the right. It's not a very fast drone, this, but if you do enjoy FPV after messing around with the Neo, I'm sure it'll probably open up opportunities for you to get an alternative FPV that's much more powerful and faster. I'm leaning my head again. Flight time 7 minutes remaining, 48%. Yeah, I wouldn't normally fly so close to those bushes, but I'll move away from the person with the dog. Well, there you have it. FPV for the first time. What fun. I like to come up here because there's usually only one thing to avoid, which is the tower. And then obviously in today's aspect, see, I thought I was pointing towards the camera. I'm clearly not. So if I turn, I tell you what, I'm nearly hitting the camera according to that. That's what, backwards? You've got no bearing as to how you stood. There we go. I don't even know if I'm in shot. Just try and get the drone in shot. There we go. Wow, that is such a weird experience, looking at yourself walking. And yet when we do a computer game, we actually do it as a third person view, don't we? I'll move up. There we have it. Dogs aren't bothered about the Neo. I'll keep the drone out of the way whilst they're playing. See if Niles dare put his hand out and catch the drone. Am I directly above you? Put your hand underneath and I'll land it. There we go. So there you have it. Fpvdrone. Wow. I thought I was looking at the... That is so strange, because you get all... You lose all your... this is why you do need a spotter with you, because I genuinely thought I hadn't turned. So naturally, with the movement and motion of the drone, I was clearly turning. But yeah, fantastic bit of kit. I'm going to have some more fun with this and have a bit more practice, and perhaps I'll do another video of that. But thank you ever so much for watching. I didn't do an unboxing for this because there's many other videos out there of that being done online and so forth, but from a real first person view and first attempt at FPV, I just wanted to share that with you. So thank you ever so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye for now.